What's going on, guys? It's Royalty Crypto here and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be taking a look at Uniswap because they are going absolutely parabolic. We're also going to be looking at the overall crypto market because it does seem like we are starting to get very bullish again, which is awesome to see. And I'm also going to be going over a couple different pieces of news, including a government shutdown update, so you don't want to miss that. And also, guys, if you have any coins in particular that you want me to do a video review on, please drop them in the comment section. I would be happy to do so. But without further ado, let's get right on into this video. So as you guys can see here, Bitcoin is currently trading at 106,200. So it's up over 1% from yesterday. And it does seem like we are starting to gain a lot of bullish momentum for Bitcoin and the overall crypto market as a whole. So maybe we did find a local bottom at 99,000 for Bitcoin. Every day that we continue to move up for Bitcoin, it seems like that is becoming more and more likely. And I'm sure that all of you were sick and tired of the pain and the blood in the markets. So it's nice to see that we might potentially be starting our next uptrend for crypto. But let's go ahead and scroll down and take a look at the 23rd most valuable coin in the space, and that is Uniswap. So as you guys can see, Uniswap is up 42% in the past 24 hours, which is insane. And the reason for this move is actually this piece of news that came out today. And as you can see here, they are proposing turning on the fee switch yet again. So this has been in the works basically since 2022. And basically what it means, it's that everybody that holds Uniswap would be getting a percentage of all of the fees from the transactions on the platform. So whenever anybody trades an altcoin on Uniswap, there's a certain fee that they take from it. Typically it's very small, but when you look at the amount of fees that happen every single day on the platform, it actually would add up to a substantial amount for all of its holders. So it's basically like you're getting passive income for holding the token. And given that UNI is currently the biggest decentralized exchange in the space, this could end up being very substantial for holders in the long run. But all right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. So we're currently trading at $9.20, which is just under a $6 billion market cap, and we have 1.5 billion in 24-hour trading volume, which is crazy. Typically the volume isn't this high on Uni, but this news has people very excited and hyped about the project yet again, which you do love to see if you're a holder. As you can see here on the chart, we did top out in May of 2021 at a $22 billion market cap. I do believe that it's reasonable that we could potentially get back to those levels in the next couple of months, especially if the altcoin space starts to get hot again. So I'll go ahead and say that my most optimistic price target for Uni is going to be a $30 billion market cap. So that'd be about a 6x from here. So we'd be trading around $55 to $60 if that were the case. So the risk to reward for this coin is pretty decent if you ask me. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple different pieces of news from today. Just in, the Senate has officially released its bipartisan crypto market structure draft. This is a huge move towards a clear legal framework for Bitcoin and crypto trading in the US. All right, so here's the big impacts. If Bitcoin and major crypto assets fall under the CFTC oversight, they are treated as commodities, not securities. So this has been a very big deal in the crypto space for the past couple of years. And the reason for that is because commodities have cleaner rules, easier exchange access, more institutional capital, and real market structure. And also securities have to pay very high regulatory fees, which would essentially halt all innovation in the crypto space, especially in the US if that were to be the case. So this is awesome to see, and I really do hope and think that this will be passed sometime this month, which is yet another very bullish catalyst for the altcoin space in particular. And guys, as I said, if the altcoin market is performing well and this gets passed and more institutions want to get into the altcoin space, Uniswap should do fantastic because it performs well when there's a lot of volume in the altcoin space and when altcoins are just doing well overall. All right, so here's another breaking piece of news that came out just a couple of minutes ago. So the bill to end the shutdown is on track to pass the Senate tonight. So guys, this would be absolutely fantastic. And when you go on over to Kalshi, which is a prediction market, they are saying that it is very likely that this gets done and that the government will reopen in the next 2 days. So they're giving it only a 35% chance that the government will remain closed for the next 2 days and only a 20% chance that it will remain closed for the next 3 days. So as you can see, it seems like the prediction market is leaning towards the fact that the government could potentially reopen tomorrow or the next day. But guys, one thing that I talked about in my short earlier today is last time the government was shut down for almost this long back in 2019, Bitcoin went on an incredible run when they reopened. So they actually reopened January 15th, I believe, of 2019. So when you take a look at the price of Bitcoin on that day, it was being traded at $3,700. Now, fast forward 6 months from then, we're being traded over $12,000. So that's basically a 4x on your money in the matter of 6 months. So I'm not saying that Bitcoin's going to 4x in the next 6 months after the government shutdown. However, I do think that it will go on quite a nice run, and that does align with a lot of other macro catalysts as well, not just the fact that the government is reopening, which obviously does help in many ways. All right, guys, the last thing that I want to talk about is whether or not I think it's a good time to be buying altcoins. So if you watch my channel, you know that I love to look at the Crypto Fear and Greed Index because I believe that it is one of the most simple and useful indexes in the crypto space. So as you guys can see here, we are currently sitting at a 29, which is still showing that we have a lot of fear in the crypto market. Although we were at a 20 just a couple days ago, so it seems like some of this fear is starting to subside, which you do love to see. And I believe that that will continue to be the case over the next couple of months. So I'm buying altcoins. Obviously, this is not financial advice, but I think that they're still at very reasonable prices. And it's very interesting to see like a couple altcoins here and there just starting to explode. And I believe that that is early signs of an altcoin season coming around the corner. So I think the risk to reward to buying right now is fantastic in my opinion. And that's what I'm personally doing. But all right, guys, so that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys had a fantastic Monday and I hope you have a great rest of your week. I'll be seeing you guys tomorrow. Peace.